Our Drive School of Motoring. Become a safe and confident driver.
Welcome to the R-Drive School of Motoring channel. Please like and subscribe our videos. It'd be really appreciated if you can do that. Now we're doing a test route here and we're doing it by board signs. This is a Carriageway. All tests will come out of here. If it's clear on the left like it is here, you're probably asked to pull in and move off. So a nice little pull in there. The examiner will be explaining that you're following the board signs. When it's safe to do so, move off. So move off when it's safe to do so. Remember to do that blind spot check over your right shoulder before moving off. It's very easy to forget that, especially when we start the test and we're a bit nervous. Now this corner here is very sharp. This is an industrial estate, so you get quite a lot of lorries coming around. They're going to take a wide berth if they've got a trailer. Just be very cautious around here. The sat-nav does actually say turn right if you've got the sat-nav route. Let's actually just follow the road around. So every driving test will come up to this roundabout. You're either going second exit over the roundabout or third exit right to Pytchley and straight into a rural road. We're going ahead on the second exit, following the road all through route, so left hand side. Do a nice slow until you can go approach. Cars can come around quite quickly. Generally don't signal that well. Just be very cautious. You know exactly what all the other road users are doing. So following road ahead. McDonald's ahead, so just be careful of pedestrians that cross quickly. And the lights on this pedestrian crossing do change very quickly, so just be cautious of people approaching, pressing the button. Watch out for cars flying out of McDonald's, and also there's a goods entrance to the Tesco's on the right. Be nice and cautious here. Coming up to the roundabout, we're following it all through routes, always left hand side here. Left hand side to go first exit left to the town centre, or third exit up to the A14. Now occasionally you're asked to take the second exit and you pop into the pub over there and maybe doing a Ford Bay Park. So we're going to follow this. See where this car's going. You're on the left hand side. Again, be very careful here. Cars come flying out of Tesco's, which is your immediate junction to the right. Cars also come round. You see all the bushes and trees in the front. It's very hard to see what is coming down the hill, so cars present themselves very late. Thing is, once you're committed here, get a move on, get across to that island, clear that first exit so you don't hold people up. Once you can go for it. Don't dawdle. Dawdle, you're doomed on these roundabouts. Following it round. Looking into the second exit, see if there's any traffic there. Little left signal off, following the road ahead. Now again, be careful of these pedestrian crossings, they change very quickly. Now there's not really a board sign on this one, so the examiner will just tell you to take the second exit, follow the road ahead, and then may say, after that roundabout, you're going to go fifth exit, follow the signs to the A14, which is the fifth exit right. Again, be careful on the right. The Sidmore entrance is the third exit. Cars can come quite quickly and it's quite close to the right. So coming around here, we know Midlands, looking at the sign, is fifth exit right. Check your mirrors, show your intention before you move. Coming across to the right hand side and then cancel that signal and then a new signal for the fifth exit right. If you're looking nice and early, you can see what is around the roundabout. That is not round, it's oval because it stretches over the A14. If you look early, you can have a good heads up of what's coming and maybe time your approach to the giveaway accordingly. The signal will cancel around here because it's oval. Make sure you pop that signal back on. Following it around, count your exits as well. This is coming up here is the third exit. We're taking a fifth exit because you counted it on the board sign. So looking across, nothing there. Check your left hand side. Cars can come very quickly from Wellingborough. Signal it's safe to do so coming down. You've got two options here, left or right hand side. I would highly recommend that you take the left hand side. That side just told us the left side is merging to its own lane. The one on the right, very short slip road. straight into the A14. It's very easy to get caught out by the traffic that comes down the dual carriageway. So we're following the signs to the railway station. Now it's a good idea to learn these signs so you've got a bit of a heads up on test day. Now the railway station is one junction. The other alternative might be follow the signs to the hospital, which is junction 7. That was junction 9 that we came from the test centre. So we're only going to go one junction. We're following the road down. If you've got something slow, do overtake. Always make sure what is clear down your right hand side. So if you do need to move out, especially there's a service station down here on the left, you know you can come out, overtake anything coming off the slip road coming out of the service station, which is a very short slip road, and cars tend to come down here and just push themselves out. Don't get caught up by that. So if you don't know the area, you're looking for the signs to the railway station, and further up here it is. There's a board sign on the left that says railway station next junction, effectively. So we're looking for the signs to the railway junction. There's the sign that says Hospital Junction 7, so that's the information you've got to be taking there quite early. If you're told that sign, we're following signs to the railway station. Looking for more information off those planning boards. Just moving on down, 3 bars coming in, so just make sure you check all the mirrors all around. 2 bars, pop on that signal, and 1 bar, get your speed set. Now looking ahead in the far distance, the railway sign is pointing out to the right, so we know we're going to go 3rd exit right. So there's quite a lot of information to take in there. So if you know you're going 3rd exit right, what we're doing here, coming to the right hand lane, it saves having to come across. So 3rd exit right, checking around, should be putting your signal on now. Have a good look to the right, see if there's any traffic coming from the right. Now this junction here is particularly tight. It doesn't really open, so effectively treat this like a stoplight. You only can see if it's clear here. Will you be so close to the line, you should be in 1st gear. And once again, once you made a decision, act on it, get up to speed, get yourself moving. So we're just waiting for our opportunity. Cars come very quick. Because they're ovals, not round, cars come straight down the hill from Kettering, come around very quickly, get your timing there. Over to the right hand side, that's the 1st exit. Here comes the 2nd, so we're looking across, checking our mirrors to the left hand side, signal left, come across at the earliest opportunity, over to the left hand side, signal still on left, and we just roll it around. Now we slightly came across here a bit too much for my liking there, so I may have given the minor there for slightly lane discipline coming across. We're still following the signs to the railway station. Coming up to this roundabout, the sign says it's the 2nd exit, following the road. Arrow tells us that. So there, that 12 o'clock wall people talk about would be wrong if you went to the right hand side lane. On the left hand side there, slow it down. We're meant to fit 2 cars on here and not on the cobbles. Keep very close to the left. If you straighten this roundabout, you're going to get lane discipline problems. Really tucked in there. That's run really nicely. And again, watch out for this pedestrian crossing. They change very quickly. Now you notice we're into a 30-mile-an-hour zone. Make good notice of that. It's quite easy to speed down this road. It's quite wide, and 30 feels quite slow. And when the speed limit kind of feels slow, in actual fact, if your safe speed could be faster than the speed limit, it's very easy to go speeding unless you take heed of the speed limit change. We're following the road down. We're still following the road to the railway station. You might be asked to pull up on the left-hand side of the road here. This is normally a lot busier than this. If you are asked to pull up on the left-hand side of the road and you're holding up cars and there's cars coming the other way, when you're asked to move off, just signal and move off, because you are the hazard. If it's safe to clear at the earliest opportunity. Bit of a sharp bend here, around to the right. Be careful of cars cutting across, and be careful of your lane discipline here. It's quite easy to cut the corner and go into that slip road there to turn right. That would not going to work out too well. Watch out for school times as well. Again, more pedestrian crossings. Because you're going downhill, it's going to take you longer to stop. Be extra vigilant of that. Now the board signs are now changed to follow the signs to the town centre. This is the double roundabout, and people get a little bit excited about this, but very simply, you've got 3 exits: left, 2nd up the hill, right towards the railway station, and it splits into 3 lanes, left, middle and right. You take the one accordingly. We're going up the hill. It's kind of like the 2nd way out of the complex. Take the middle lane, get in the lane, stick in the lane, follow the paint. You have to give way to cars on the right of the course. Now looking to the right, the cars on their left are going to go under the bridge, the cars on their right are going to go past us. we've also got an opportunity of blockers coming around from the right. So don't just stare to the right, look for the blockers, and then we can move. So we're looking for a gap or a block. Well, that car's coming through there. Well, look, there's the block for the next one. Remove round, staying in this lane. Do not cut that corner. Yes, you are sort of going right, but you're doing it from the left lane. Don't signal at this point, but only signal now left to go under here. Watch out for more pedestrian crossings. They change extremely quickly. Now, going up the hill here, you'll probably be in third gear, 30 miles an hour, and we've got the sharp little turn right, turn left with yet another pedestrian crossing. Now, my advice here, as you come up the hill, you'll see the traffic light warning sign on the left, the triangle traffic light sign. Just time it so you just come off the gas as you reach the triangle sign and just drop it down into second gear. No braking required. The hill will do that for you, and just bring it round nice and calmly. Third gear hasn't quite got enough power to keep control of the car. It starts getting sluggish. And look, it's gone red. That changed quickly, didn't it? So we're stopping there. Now, some test routes go to the next right here, and you have to tuck yourself right into that slip road. So if you are going asked to take the next right, be very careful, take it slowly so you can get the whole of your car into the slip road at the earliest opportunity. We're going round to the left, we're following the road round. This is Bowling Green Road, and it goes up to this little complex at London Road at the top. Little left-right pedestrian crossings. We're asked to follow the signs here to Corby and Stamford. Have a look at the planning board very carefully. Corby and Stamford is right and then left. So you know when you've turned right, you're going to have to be on the left-hand side. That gives you a clue of where you're going to put the car on the way. So we're signalling right to come across here. Still on green. So we know the next one's going to be the next left. So as you come round, we've got a choice of two lanes. Pull over on the left-hand side. There we go, into the left area, showing it there. Now, light's on green, but there is a filter light that comes on for the left that overrides the red light if the red light is on. So watch out for that as well. This is St Mary's Road. New road, new mirrors, of course. Every road you enter, just check your mirrors, reset the picture, establish what the speed limit is. Again, it's a very wide road. It's a 30 mile an hour still. It's downhill. It is very easy to speed. Watch out for the bicycle lane on the left-hand side. You can see it's a solid line. You can't go into that bicycle lane if you're waiting for cars to turn right. If you accidentally encroach into it, you're going to have a serious fault for disobeying road markings or signs. Now, down St Mary's Road, there are quite a few junctions on the left and on the right. Just keep an eye out for those. Cars tend to pull out quite quickly down here. This is downhill quite a lot. Just be careful of your speed. It's very easy to start dipping over. Be in third gear. Never be above third gear for a 30. If you go slightly over 30, your engine will moan a bit. It will keep it in check. Be careful of this left and right here. You may be asked to pull over on the left-hand side near these trees on the left here. So a hill start. Be very careful there. Be particularly careful with your blind spot check when moving off, because there could be cars coming up those junctions. Up we go. We're following the signs to Corby and Stamford still. There's the board sign, so it's telling us up on the left. Now, this mini roundabout we're coming up to looks innocent enough, but the angle on the right from the junction coming from the right exit is very sharp. Look early now, look across. You have to really crane your neck if you leave it until you get to the giveaway. You can look across, judge it accordingly. If there's lots of traffic coming from the right, you may be looking for blockers coming around from the left to stop those cars coming out. That will be your opportunity. Now, 30 miles an hour still down here. Windmill Avenue, lots of junctions on the left. Now, be very careful here. There's some pedestrian crossings up here, and just before it, there's a junction on the left, which is a one-way street with cars emerging. If you stop and pull over that junction there, if you don't realise what happens, if you're following too closely, you could be blocking that entrance. If a car wants to come out and you're blocking their progress, well, that's going to be a serious fault, so be very careful here. We're coming up to the roundabout here. We're still going to Corby and Stamford. It is the second exit right. We're on the right-hand side of the road. Be careful with your signal here. Don't go too early, because look across to the right. There's a little junction just before it. That could be misleading. So we're looking across to the right. Cars on their right, we're going past us. Cars on the left should be going into the junction we've just come from. Nice and clear. Through we go. Do not signal left off here. See where that car's gone? It's just a mini roundabout, no need to signal off it anyway. So we're coming around here, do not put a left signal, that could be very confusing. Following the road down. So we're driving down here. Again, be very careful for potential hazards. There's lots of opportunities for the cars to reverse out from the left here or from the right. There's hidden junctions. There's pedestrian crossings. It's quite a lot of potential. It looks innocent enough. It looks all nice and leafy, but cars can come from any angle. If you're just looking ahead, it's not good enough. Look to your left, to your right, behind you. Spot any potential hazards. Notice there's traffic islands there. There could be people crossing as well. Yet more pedestrian crossings. Again, these change very quickly. Is that car going to stay there? Yeah, it's fine. He's only on the driveway anyway. Bus stop, if he wants to move out, let the bus pull out. They have priority over you. The highway code tells us that as well. So not a lot here at the moment. It's pretty open. More pedestrian crossings. We're looking out for more potential hazards. We're driving down this way, and very soon you'll be asked to go to Warkton, which is going to a little bit of a rural route. So we're following the road down. Again, more pedestrian crossings, more junctions, and more potential hazards. So we're about halfway or so into the driving test at the moment. Notice the change of speed. It's now 40. Make sure you check your mirrors before you accelerate away. If it's safe to do so, get up to 40. Now, following signs to Warkton. Planning board here tells us it's the next right. We're looking ahead to take the opportunity, and when we are turning right here, you'll notice there will be a slip road. Watch out for cars coming across there. They do tend to dart across. Come into the slip road here. Get yourself in there, tucked in nice and early, even earlier than that, and don't go past the point of turn. Should be stopping here, otherwise you may start swan necking in. So the candidate here has gone a little bit past the point of turn, just enough to save it. Bit of hesitation there because they came a bit too quickly, fumbled around, realised they're in second gear, and I would give a mark there for hesitation because they could have easily moved across there. So coming around there, as you'll see, look, it's a little bit swan necky, slightly past the point of turn. Notice the change of speed to national speed limit. If you don't pick on that, you just go down to 30, you're going to get marked for not making progress. So around about now, the examiner will say that is the end of the independent section, and from now on just follow the road ahead unless road markings tell you otherwise. I will give you directions to turn left or right, and I'll do so in plenty of time. So end of independent section, back to the examiner now. He's going to take you for the second half of your driving test back to the test centre. So looking up ahead here, we've got a narrowing here. Who's got priority? Well, no one. There's no priority sign here, so whoever gets there first, so approach nice and slowly, making sure that no one else is going to enter the bridge from the other side before you enter your side. Only enough room there for one car. Into the lovely little village of Warkton. Quite a lot of concealed entrances here. It's quite tight and windy. Quite a lot of agricultural stuff comes down here. So you've got a tractor that's pulling anything. It may be on your side of the road. Be a little bit cautious here. Quite tight, quite hilly. Meandering away up through the village. You see there, and that's the car, and it's nearly taking up the full side of the other side of the road. Bit of a narrowing here. We've got the priority. Just make sure cars are slowing down for you. We're coming through here. That's it, making away. Quite steep this. You may be asked to pull on the left hand side and move off again to do a hill start. And again, it's all very quiet today. What's it saying slow for in the road? Well, it's probably a concealed entrance here, down on the right, as you can see. So take notice of the warnings they give you. If it says slow, it's been written on there for a good reason. Now we're going to be taking the next right. This is quite concealed, so the examiner should tell you we're taking the next right. It's just up near that tree line or something similar like that, and it's quite easy to miss this one, so you need a little bit of a heads up. Turning right, notice we were back in national speed limit, so it's nice and clear. That's the first time we've done a proper rural road, lovely straight road. Get a move on, put your foot down, get up to 60 if you can, if it's safe to do so. Show you can make progress. That's quite popular with cyclists, this road, so when we come to the corners here, we're just going to obviously ease off the speed, always ensuring you can stop in the distance you can see ahead. Sure enough, there's a cyclist. Now around this corner here, there's also a caravan park entrance, depending on the time of year, more cyclists you see. And it's quite concealed, and sometimes people who tow forget the towing, might pull out, there might be a caravan behind them. When they turn in, they might forget they're pulling a caravan. So rule number 1 of towing is remember your towing. And we're going to make our way down here. So just be a little bit cautious around there. We're following the road. We're heading back towards Kettering. We haven't got long to go now. Yeah, so let's keep proceeding on this country road, making progress where we can, easing off for the corners, just showing a very responsible driver that you are. Making good progress. Slow, it says in the road. Why is that? Because the concealed entrance here. Some test routes turn right there and go off to do a pull over the right hand side or parallel park. Starting to look, see, notice the lines have got longer now, so it means there's a hazard coming, so you should just be easing off the speed. There's more signs of, yes, there's more signs of houses, so it's going to be going back to a 30. Sure enough, there it is. Roundabout, second exit, follow the road. Still down Warkton Lane. Clear on the right. Nice roundabout, this is a new one. Also, it's nice and open. Following the road. Keeping over to the left-hand side. Looking up for pedestrians, of course. The garden centre on the left here, cars can come out of there. There's a few concealed entrances on the right, junctions on the left, driveways, of course. Usual sort of observations you need to be making for this type of residential area. So we just make our way round. Nothing too exciting down here, really. It's just your standard old 30-mile-an-hour road through a town and for a residential area. Again, more concealed, more entrances on the right. A few bends coming up. And it's just a matter of looking out, anticipating, a bit like your hazard perception video. Onwards we go. Slow whittling in the road. Well, it's written there because it's quite a sharp bend. Also, there's a junction on the left. Cars can fly out there. They've stopped for us. That's good. It's probably a good reason why it's been written on the road there. Few more driveways, and we're heading up to the traffic lights, and at the traffic lights we're going to turn left, and then we're going to follow the road ahead. Now, you're not normally told to follow the road ahead, you just assume it, but when you turn left here, it goes straight into 2 lanes, and you need to pick up on the painter which side you follow the road ahead is, because normally follow the road ahead, you'd assume it's the left-hand side. We're going into the left-hand side to turn left, and you will notice there are 4 light options. The top 3 are your standard ones. At the bottom one you can see will be a filter light. Who's it going to be filtering? Probably us, so I'm keeping an eye on that. That's probably going to override that red stoplight. So if you're only looking at the red stoplight, you might miss it. You notice here as well there is advanced stop lines. That's for bicycles. So if you can't stop safely at the first line, if you're in amber on you and you can stop at the second line, you should be expected to stop at the second line. If you want to look that up, that's rule 178 of the highway code. So the cars are turning right, on goes the filter light, you see, off we go, turning in, looking to follow the road ahead and looking at the paint. It's the right hand side, so we come across there. On green we proceed, we're following the road ahead. Notice how the line says merge into the left, so you've got to have a left mirror check down there. Don't just come across. Make sure you've got good observations down your left-hand side in case there's cars coming out that new estate on the left-hand side. Following the road ahead still. You won't be told to follow the road ahead because that was the instruction from the examiner. Follow the road ahead at all times. Planning board on the left there. It's like a left turn and straight on, so it's got to be the right-hand side. Signals are on red. Watch out for stuff coming out that garage, turning in or turning out. So clearly over the right hand side to follow the road ahead. The clue is in the planning board and paint on the floor as well. So we're just waiting for a turn. We haven't got long to go now. We're only going to go down to the dual carriageway and come back to the test centre. Now, I didn't do a manoeuvre on this mock test because that wasn't the purpose. I just wanted to show this test route. Got the students to drive the test route. We've just done manoeuvres before. We're a bit limited on time, so I wasn't going to add an extra 5-10 minutes into this. But of course, at some point, there will be a manoeuvre, either the forward bay park or reverse bay park, parallel park, or the pull over on the right-hand side of the road. Following the road ahead, got some traffic lights up here, warning signs telling us that. It's very simply slowing down until it turns green. So we're coming nice and slowly. It might change. It's so much easier to move off if you're still on the roll. Again, one of those advanced stop lines there. and watch out for that secondary pedestrian crossing up ahead. Now, the examiner, it's a bit difficult, this one, it's a bit awkward. You're told to take the second exit, follow the road, but the examiner should tell you to go onto the right-hand side, because after the first roundabout, we're taking the third exit right onto the A14, heading towards the Midlands. So it's trying to help you what to do. Come to the right-hand side, treat it as a straight-on, really. Follow it round. This has been put in for a new estate on the left-hand side, and you still see it's still being built. Stay in your lane, roll it round. Signal if it benefits anyone approaching, otherwise I wouldn't just roll it into the right hand side. We're now signalling right to go to the A14, looking across. This isn't controlled by traffic lights, we just have to judge it accordingly. So we just slow down for that car. Didn't like that. He should have slowed down a bit earlier there. I gave Mark down for that. Should have held down a little bit earlier. Should have anticipated that car coming around. It's a bit of a fault there from the student. It's on green. I'll be really careful here. It's very faint paint. If you go around hugging the curb, the line you'll go back to Kettering. Look, see where the paint is? It comes out and rolls in to the left-hand side of that roundabout at this point up the island. Be very careful at cars. That red car cut the corner. A lot of cars cut the corner, have good observations on the left. A lot of people sometimes go to the right-hand side, realise it and panic and just move across to the left without checking the down left-hand side. End of test, no observations. If you do go into the lane accidentally, you can't come across, we'll just go around again and have another go. There's nothing wrong. You won't get marked down for going in the wrong direction, as long as you do it safely and with the usual mirrors, observations, lane discipline, etc, etc. Now we're going back onto the A14. We've been out for quite a while. Now we're a nice long slip road here, so you can get up to a really good speed. It opens up, so there's no reason to hold back. Put your foot down a bit. We're looking for a target vehicle, and the examiner will probably say, we're not going very far. And that's his way, without directly telling you, to say, you're only coming off at the next junction. Don't bother overtaking if that's the case. Just keep up with the traffic. Unless it's something really slow, like a tractor or a bicycle, that you can do the overtake. But like that car's done the overtake, don't do that, because we're coming in here. We're coming back on the left-hand side. So half a mile to go. When you see the planning board, don't bother with any more overtaking. You're only 30 seconds away from the junction at 60 miles an hour. We're just following this car in. We've got looking for the board markers to do our board marker references. Only half a mile, so those board markings should be there very, very shortly. At 3 bars, we check all round. Should be checking anyway. At 2 bars, pop on that signal left. And at 1 bar, sort out your speed for the slip road. You might be speeding up to get off the road. Do not brake in the dual carriageway unless you have to. That's what the slip road is for. They're coming down here, and the instruction is to take the 4th exit right to Kettering. Now the road markings say straight on, but the examiner will say 4th exit right. So you've got 2 options here. We're coming across to the right hand side, which is probably a bit easier. And just watch out for the 40 here, slowing it down. So you've got 2 options. You can go left around the roundabout all the way around the outside, or you can come across to the right hand side, go across to the right lane, and then signal left and come across for the 4th exit. We're choosing to go to the right hand side. If you go on the left hand side, you've got to be super quick, because cars coming around from the right will be cutting across you to go down the A14 or to Pytchley. So you have to really get a move on. Any dawdling, you're going to have problems here. So coming in here, wait for your opportunity, and once you're committed, commit, get up to speed. So we've got a right signal on, we're coming round, there's your first junction, there's your 2nd exit, looking across into the 3rd, checking the left hand side, because cars could come around from Wellingborough very quickly. If it's safe to do so, signal, come across. If you can't come across, go round the roundabout again. Don't go too fast into this. Have a good look to the left down there, what's coming round, because we've got to merge in. We're coming around here, we're cancelling our signal. I want to be on the left hand lane, we're going back to the test centre, mirrors centre and left, signal, come across if it's safe to do so. At the next roundabout, 2nd exit, just following the road. Just come down here, slow it down, take your time. Take your time, rolling it around. Let gravity take you down the hill. Now don't go too fast around here, it's quite sharp, it's quite easy to drift out, as the candidate nearly did there. If you saw that, don't. He was worrying about the signal, don't worry about the signal, just get your lane discipline, then take the signal off. At this roundabout, we're back to the test centre roundabout, aren't we? So 2nd exit, follow the road ahead. Look early over to the right, you see cars coming round from Kettering direction or from the hotel direction on the right hand side there. we can time it accordingly. Be careful of that pedestrian crossing. There's only room for a couple of cars afterwards. It's quite easy to stop over the crossing if you're coming in looking and not looking around you. Coming tucked into the left here, very nice pathway through there. Watch out for McDonald's again coming from this way and the pedestrian crossings. We're nearly home. Second exit, follow the road ahead at the roundabout. Just be careful of goods vehicles on the left as well. Look across, watch out for skateboard. No, what are those things called? Scooters. Yes, they've ruined a test or two. Keeping it tucked in nicely left. In, there we go. Now you may be asked to pull over on the left hand side one more time. Or we're just going to go around to the test centre. We're going to be very careful of the corner here. It's very sharp. And again, if a lorry with a trailer comes round, that trailer is going to be dragging on your side of the road. Take your time. Not only that, the double yellow lines stop only just after this junction. Cars can be parked legitimately just round this corner here. Do not go too quickly. I think the candidate was going a little bit quickly there. Got away with it because there's nothing there. Lots of lorries parked up around here waiting to be unloaded. Just be careful of cars coming around very quickly. There is a screw fix over here, just opened not so long ago, so it tends to have a lot of tradesmen who come flying around and forgotten something during the day. They don't hang around. Be very careful. Then back into the test centre. Job done.
Thanks for watching. For more regularly uploaded videos, don't forget to like and subscribe.